We're just getting started, y'all. So I'm excited. I'm grateful to be hosting today's call. Just wanted you to hear a little bit about my story because we have built a multi-million-dollar business, but it was not easy. It didn't just happen overnight. We've been in this profession for over 2 decades, and the more we developed ourselves and developed our skills, the more we grew ourselves, the more we grew our bank account, the more we grew our business. So the beauty is you have us partnering with you. All of the leaders within this team, we're working with you to help you grow your business. So I want you to hear first from Leslie Fink, because Leslie was just at this big director dash we did this past week in Texas. She had an incredible story. I want you to hear her story. I want you to picture yourself in Leslie's story, or think of other people that are like Leslie that could use an opportunity, that would love to get the results that she's gotten on the products. And she's built this incredible business. I'm in her team chat. It's always blowing up all day, every day. We were hanging out in California with the Fink ladies, right, Leslie? So she's on fire. She's crushing it. She's built a Director 3 business. She's also got a Platinum Black 2 pod. So she's building on the customer side. She's building on the team builder side. But she has such an inspiring story. And I want you to hear her story, and then she's going to drop some tips on all of you. So, Leslie, are you there? Are you unmuted, first of all?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, so excited to have you on. I'm going to turn the call over to you. I would love for you to share with everyone, similar to what you shared with all of us in Texas. You had such an amazing story. And, again, I want you to share some of your best tips for people listening that are wanting to get results like you've gotten. So I'll turn it over to you, Leslie. Thanks for being on today.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it. I have a cough, so bear with me, y'all, with my cough, but I'm going to do my best. So, yeah, I loved a lot of stuff that John said, but just to share a little bit about me, when I started this business, I was broke as a joke. That was my husband's words. My house was in foreclosure. We were over $58,000 in debt. We were just falling apart. I went and met with a lawyer about bankruptcy, about how to get out of this stuff. And the bankruptcy attorney asked me for $2,000, and I had 25 cents in the bank. So I really just kind of laughed. You know, I mean, what do? You kind of laugh and leave going, okay, what am I supposed to do with this, with 25 cents in the bank? And then immediately thereafter, I have a disabled son. I took him to the dentist, and he had $10,000 worth of dental work that was due. And I sat in the dentist's office and cried. I mean, these people probably thought I was crazy because I just cried. And I have a saying, I say victim versus warrior, you know, and especially women. Sorry, dudes, I'm really going to go with women here. A lot of us claim victim. We just do. And I claimed victim for a long, long time, and then just said, no more. I'm not a victim. I'm a warrior, and I'm going to prove it to myself and the rest of the world. And so if you're listening to this and you are seeing that people are telling you no, you know, as you approach them with the business, I was that person. I said no for 18 months. I said no because I didn't know what the business even was. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just, you know, I say I was crazy to say no, but I did. So when people tell you no, no, it's a not yet. It's always a not yet. So don't scratch them off that list. So, you know, I called my friend and said, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. And that was the key. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. I was coachable. The word coachable means so much to me. I mean, when John tells me to do something, I'm like, okay, let me go do it, right? And other leaders, not even just John. I listen to everybody, and that's why I'm going to events. I'll be in Maryland, you know, for the next one. But so I jumped in, and what I really want to say, y'all, I went to work. This is not I don't know what you said, John. You know, this is just whatever you said about, you know, money doesn't fall from trees. I didn't have a following. I had 200 friends on Facebook. I didn't have a team. I had nothing. I had me saying this product works. You know, I did lose 102 pounds along the way, which, you know, did help me. But you don't have to always have that story either. You just have to be a product of the product. I love our BioCell. I love, love, love our BioCell. It's my favorite product. But being a product of the product and showing people, you know. So, yeah, I jumped really fast. I hit, you know, I tell Shane Greer, I told him a long time ago, I called it Platinum Black 5 because we didn't even have, I may have just called it Platinum 5, because when I hit like 15,000 points, we didn't even have Platinum Black yet. So I was calling it Platinum 5 to Shane Greer. He got a kick out of it, you know, and then we started hitting, you know, we started getting the Platinum Black. But I just went to work. I talk to people every day. Every single day I talk to people. I never go to bed without talking to someone about this business. And if they say no, they say no, you know. But I got out of debt. I paid off all my debt, and then I saved my house from foreclosure. A year ago in January 2023, I paid my house off 14 years early. So we're now debt-free, and I am a full-time paralegal. I haven't left my job yet, so I'm also here to tell you, you can do this with a job. If you are a person listening to this call and you think you can't do this with a job, send me a message. I'll tell you why you can, because it is possible, 100%. There is no excuses in my head. I have everything in my office says no excuses all around me to remind me in case I do. So that's basically my story. John, you wanted me to give tips, anything in particular, or just tips on what I do?
Yeah, I would love for you to share with people what are the things that you think are most important to do on a daily, or we could say a weekly basis, because I know for some people they may not work it every day, but they work it on a consistent basis throughout the week. And everybody's got different schedules and, again, different goals. But I think it's important for people to know, like, what are the activities that you would recommend? Because your team's on fire. You're so consistent as a leader, as a producer, but also you have a lot of activity on your team. So I'd love for you to share some of those insights with people.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to. So, yeah, I have the most amazing team ever. I mean, we are the Fink sisters, and we even had pink jackets that said, you know, Fink ladies. Yeah, it was really great. But so, I mean, a couple tips I'm going to give you on each side of the business, the customer side and the team builder side. I build both. You might not want to, and that's okay, but I'm going to give you a couple tips. First of all, you know, you have to be a human. You have to build relationships. If you're sending messages to random people that you've never spoken to and never checked on and never built a friendship with, just saying, I have this business, I want to sell you something, no, that does not work for me. I'm just not going to recommend it. Build that friendship. Every day I talk to people. I check on people. Somebody has a death in their family or something happens that they're not doing well and asking for prayers. Check on these people. You know, be a human and be a friend. You know, scripts are great. Everyone asks for scripts, and there's some great scripts out there. I have some great boards. But what I really want to tell people is speak from your heart. And I tell my team, if you're talking to someone, think about if you're sitting around the kitchen table or you go to lunch with your friend. You're at lunch with Sally. Sorry, Erica. She doesn't like my make-believe friend, Sally. But you're at lunch with Sally, and you're talking to her, and she said, girl, what are you doing? Are you going to ask for a script? No. You're going to talk to her about from your heart. And you're going to show her what you love. And so that's my number one thing I always say is to do that. But I also, you know, I mean, I build different things on Facebook. Facebook's my jam. If y'all think it's only on TikTok, TikTok's great. Facebook's my jam. That's how I got Platinum Black too. You know, I go into groups. I build friendships in groups. I talk to people. I went from 200 friends to 5,000 friends in less than 4 months by going in groups and meeting people and talking to people. And I train my team on that. That's what I really, really do. I mean, that's, you know, just, I mean, I do have, you know, we call things a DMO, daily method of operation. I have a DNA, daily non-negotiable activities. Mine's called a DNA. My team has to call it a DNA. And it's what I do every day. It's posting in stories. It's posting on my page, life. People need to see your life. They have to see who you are. If you're a catalog on your page, no one's interested. Show them your life. Show them your late, you know, I show them dates with my husband. I show them my kids, you know, all those kind of things. I'm going to be a GG in a month, you know, or 2 months, and I'm going to, you know, share that. So make sure and share your life so people grow to know who you are. That's so crucial. And if you're building a team, y'all, my favorite line is be the leader you never had. Be in there with those girls or guys, whatever they are. Be in there with them every day and help them. They do not want to be in this alone. Make sure you are helping your team learn what you have learned so far. And if you need help, go to your upline. I go to John when I need him. I mean, I do, and I'm just like, I need help with this, and he's there. So use your upline that you have. If you're signed up under somebody that's left or not around or not working the business, go to the next person, the next person, the next person. Don't give up. And never, ever quit. The people that don't make it in this business are the people that quit. Everyone else is going to make it if you keep on going.
I love that. And it's so true. The only people that fail are the quitters. That's it. And the beauty is, if you stick with it long enough, you eventually, and this is just reality, you do get lucky. That's the truth. You know, people are like, oh, I wish I had a Kay on my team, or a Leslie, or a Tony, or a John, or a Nadia. But the thing is, because we've all been recruited. We all started at suck. Embrace the suck. We all started at 0 customers, 0 recruits. We all start somewhere, but eventually you do this long enough, you get lucky. I love it. And you know, here's the other thing. I heard this the other day. With a lot of us in the early days, weeks, months, and years in some cases, we do a lot of seed planting. We're planting seeds every conversation, every event we go to, and we learn something. You don't realize how much you learn over time getting on these calls and going to the events. I hope all of you are planning on coming to the next event. In fact, there's going to be a director dash again in Baltimore June 1st. We're going to do the same thing we did in Texas, where we'll have a leadership training Friday night. June 1st will be the main event. You know, there's the new leader conference coming up. There's the fall social marketing summit. There's a lot of events that you can plug into. You know, some of you are in Europe and, you know, Australia, different markets. There's events in your countries as well. Get to that next event. And then, by the way, bring people with you. Because, again, there's going to be seeds planted in you, and then you're going to be planting seeds in other people, right? You're going to be having conversations with people, letting them know you've got a product or an opportunity. And that's why Leslie's talking about the relationship piece, because if you build those relationships, and then you're also, you know, showing your products in your stories, or showing before and after pictures, talking about how the company's changed your life or the products have enhanced your life in some way, shape, or form, you're planting seeds indirectly, even without talking to people. I've had so many people over the years that have come to me wanting to buy a product or wanting to join the team that I didn't follow up with recently, but they've been following my journey. They've been watching my videos or seeing my posts, and the timing is just right, and then they reach out. Then they ask for more information. So it's a combination of marketing and prospecting while doing the relationship building and the personal development. And it doesn't have to take a lot of time. You know, Leslie, you have a full-time job, right? We've talked about this. How many hours realistically do you think you put into your business on a weekly basis? Do you know?
Oh, gosh. That's a tricky question. I wasn't ready for that. Because I work it in my pockets of my day with my job. I'm downtown Houston 12 hours a day, but I work at lunch, I work in the morning, I work it in the potty. And my last social marketer I got sitting on the potty at work. So, I mean,
oh my God.
I don't even know, John. Yeah.
But, you know, I love that because you – but I want to point this out. You said you work how much, your job?
12 hours a day minimum.
Think about this, guys. Like, she is working a job 12 hours a day. So when someone says, oh, I don't know if I can do this, I have a full-time job. Yeah, so does Leslie. And she was able to build this business alongside of it. She doesn't do it full-time. She can't do it full-time because she has a full-time job. You know, and that's really the thing that I got so excited about with network marketing is you don't have to quit doing what you're doing to pay your bills. You know, you can keep your job, or if you have a business, keep running. Don't like drop out of school to do this full time. Don't quit your job prematurely. You do this around your busy schedule. And it's the reason I was so successful in this business, because I was able to do it part-time for 7 years. Now, in 2008, I did fire my boss because I was a mortgage banker. So I was able to fire my boss, quit my job. I have not had a job since then. So, but that's the beauty. You don't have to do this full-time, all out, all in right out of the gates. But what you'll find is it's like the most enjoyable hobby in the world in the early days. And I call it a hobby in the early days because you're probably not going to make a lot of money right out of the gate unless you have a lot of influence or experience. But over time, you have a choice. You have a choice. What does that mean? You have a choice if you want to quit your job. You have a choice if you want to say, you know what? I think I want my plan B to be a plan A. Isn't that the beautiful thing about this business is that eventually, Leslie, you mentioned this in Texas at the Director Dash. You said you're building this for your children and your grandchildren. Can you also touch on that? Because I think for a lot of people, maybe they don't realize the longevity or the long-term residual piece.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And especially when I paid off my house is when it really hit me hard in my heart. But, you know, I said earlier, you know, I have a disabled son that will never have any kind of real job and anything with Asperger's and will live with me forever. And I worried about him and where he would go. This business will be left to my children. The legacy of what I have will be left to my two children, with my daughter, you know, probably over it, not my son, obviously. But, it sounds crazy, but, as a parent, we want better for our children. I don't want them to, suffer like I did financially when I could barely put food on the table for my kids. And that I could barely, it was really, I couldn't make it paycheck to paycheck. It was just gone. But, so, yeah, I want to leave this as a complete legacy to where the money will keep coming to them. And y'all, just not to even say any names, but I have someone on my team that this happened to. I have someone on my team that passed away from cancer a year ago and left it to her brother. And now her brother is, a high leader on my team because of what his sister left him. So definitely know that, whoever you want to pick to take this over, that you can do it. It doesn't end with you. It just keeps going and going and going and making money.
I love that so much, and I just think that's something that a lot of people, they truly don't realize because, look, let's be honest, nobody wants to buy our jobs if we could sell them, right? Those of us that have had jobs, that if you didn't work, you didn't get paid. You stop working, you stop getting the income, and this doesn't just have the income piece, but it has the freedom piece. So whether you want to do it part-time, spare time, full-time, all the time, or, you get lucky and you have someone like Leslie or someone like me on your team, you override everything we do. And that really is the best part about a business like this. So this is why you need to talk to people. This is why you need to open your mouth. People say, what do I say? Listen, you got a miracle in your mouth. You'll figure it out. We got the scripts. We have the systems. If you get back to your upline and say, hey, I want the scripts. I want to get started. I want to relaunch my business. I want to start building this on a day-to-day basis, and I want to build the confidence that Leslie has. I want to create the success that Leslie's had. It didn't happen overnight, but at the same time, she was coachable. She had the good attitude. She had the spirit. She took action. She had the hunger and the desire. If you have those capabilities, you can achieve all types of results here. I mean, literally the sky's the limit. So, Leslie, I appreciate you. You're amazing. Your story is so inspiring. You've been so consistent. You've been here for years. And I have no doubt your team will reach the elite ranks this year. So I'm super proud of you, and thanks for sharing today.
Thank you so much. Yes, you watch us. We're going to be elite next year. Or this year, we'll be on stage next year. You watch us.
I love it. Congrats. Thanks for being available. You're the best.